Episode Gas Network presents sports for the culture.
I'm here with the family.
Bryce, XXV, Double I,
Rome,
D-Melo,
Bro Flying.
T-Buggy, man.
To the greatest sports show on the planet, La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say. We are back on this first day of March. It's March Madness time, baby.
dress it up and make it real for me.
Dress it up and make
Whatever
it
the
real
fuck
for
that
me.
means.
At Bryce XXV Double I. I am your host for the night on this first day of March Madness. As always, I'm joined by the greatest panel in the world. Bottom right, introduce yourself.
It's your boy D-Melo Ragu, and shout out to the Klitschko's brothers, man. Talk about going from boxing to straight out warriors and mayors. I would salute that. I salute all the Klitschko boxing fighters that are joining this fight.
Facts, bro. The Klitschko's got long money too. They could have got up out of there. But hey, shout out to the president too, man. They all some real ones over in Ukraine, willing to go out on the shield. You gotta respect it, no matter how you look at it. Bottom left, introduce yourself.
T Boogie, man. Hey, Lomachenko fighting too. He over there.
Yeah.
But hey, I know it's a lot going on in the world, but still, wash your hands, wash your ass, man. You know what I'm saying? And let's get it.
Man, that's real country loyalty right there. I wonder how many Americans would stay back and fight in the given situation. Who knows? But like the way that the Ukrainians are going out, man, it's to be applauded. I definitely respect it. Last but not least, top left, introduce yourself.
What up, man? Scrap line, man. You know what I'm saying? Make love, not war, and all that, man. We got a lot of shit going on, but it don't got really nothing to do with my personal space. You know, I keep my joint pretty stress free. You know what I mean? I live in my own world for real. But
Nah, I feel that, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like in times like this, you kind of got to. You know what I mean? It's a lot going on right now. You really got to pick and choose what you want to digest, because it's just like food, man. What you ingest is what you become, man. That doesn't just go for food. That goes for what you watch, what you think about, who you hang around, even what you wear, man. You really got to project exactly what you want to be in these days and times. Strange times we living in, man. But that's why you got this show, to help you get through it. My man T Boogie got the big gulp today. What you got in that big gulp, bro?
It was a Slurpee, you know what I'm saying? But I took it up a notch.
In true double cup Boogie fashion, the Slurpee becomes an adult Slurpee.
Yeah, you know it.
Respect. All right, let's jump right into it, man. First topic for the night. Hey, this man is going crazy right now in the NBA. I mean, like, most exciting player. I think we all agree in the group chat today. He's the most exciting player in the NBA right now. I mean, now you really got to start talking where he ranks amongst best NBA players doing it at this very moment. And that is Ja himself. I feel like part of the reason he goes so crazy because his name is Ja. But if you don't know what Ja means, man, do some Googles. But Ja Morant, how we feeling about the kid, man, out in Memphis, man? Ja Morant going crazy. G, I'm going to start with you, man. How have you felt about these past performances? Just dropped 52. Crazy buzzer beater. Like, crazy dunk on what's my boy from the Spurs? Just Podol. Was that Pirtle?
yeah,
I think
Podol.
Pirtle
whatever his
looking
name
dopeless
is.
out there, man. Hey, G, Ja Morant, how you feeling, bro?
Yeah, at first I thought it was gonna be just two centers going at it for MVP race. Now he's coming out of nowhere. And then I remember the beginning of the season we were talking about Steph Curry winning. Now Steph Curry just lost the race, and now I thought it was gonna be Jokic and Embiid, and now look at Ja Morant coming out of nowhere. It's just fucking balling the fuck out. Jesus Christ, he's reminding me of Derrick Rose, but with a better shooting. And that's just, oh my God, in his third year, he's looking better than Derrick Rose in Derrick Rose MVP year. It's fucking phenomenal right now. I don't know what to say about this kid. I don't want to say he's the most electrifying player, because I still think Steph Curry is that. And the way he shoots the ball, that makes him so much better. But it's just like, damn, Ja Morant, yeah, man. 3 years, man. Ooh, I don't know if you're the Pelicans, man. Looking at your first round over pick, and you give this one up. You give it up to the big boy. Makes you want to regret things about the smaller guys now. Should have thought about feeding the Twinkie and giving him an energy drink.
Good point, bro. Yeah, y'all going crazy right now, man. I got some other questions I want to hit. I want to hit with y'all about Ja. So we're gonna get to some more stuff later. But just reactions, T Boogie, man. How you feeling about Ja Morant? What he's doing right now? Going crazy. What's your thoughts?
I think it's good for the league. I didn't expect this from Ja this early. Like I knew he would get near this point, but like this is crazy early. But like G said, like he reminds you of a Derrick Rose, a John Wall, a Westbrook, like a really athletic guard, but he got some shooting ability. The one thing I love about Ja Morant, though, that kind of separates him from those guys is he's looking to make a highlight out of you. If you step in the lane with him, he looks like Dominique or Vince. Like he's looking to put you on a poster every time. And I love it. I'm just glad like Steph's in his 30s, LeBron's in his 30s. I'm glad we got like new superstars up and coming that can kind of carry that torch and, get the kids a reason to watch.
Nah, facts, bro. Facts, because we're gonna get to another league a little later that's dying to get kids to watch. They can't, whatever they do, they can't get kids to watch. But the NBA has no problem with that. And with young superstars like Ja Morant leading the way, the eyes are gonna be on from the younger generation. They're not gonna lose that young generation right now. Scruff, man. Ja Morant, instant thoughts. Let's hear him.
Hey man, I'm feeling vindicated. Like I call this. Like you know my scouting reports, man. You know my work, man. I put a Hall of Fame grade on this kid. Like you know what I'm saying. He was coming out the same year as Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson had the hype train going. You know what I'm saying. But Ja Morant was the best prospect in that draft, more or less, and it's showing. Just because, even though the uniqueness of Zion Williamson is amazing and all that, but we've seen what does that pan out to. The thing about Ja Morant is that his game is perfectly molded for what the game has become. You know what I mean? When you see Ja Morant, you see somebody that has electrifying scoring ability like Allen Iverson, but that can finish at the rim with velocity like a Russell Westbrook, but actually has floor vision and plays with pace and basketball IQ like a Steve Nash. You've got everything that you could possibly want in a point guard. Now we talked about the MVP race. We even talked about names. We talked about two bigs though, right? Joel Embiid, Jokic, etc. But out of the guard space, nobody is doing it like Ja Morant. And I stopped checking my fantasy sports a long time ago. But I'm pretty sure I have Ja Morant in every league. Like, so maybe I should start checking him again because he's doing things.
Well, in the gas league, you was on like a 20-game losing streak or something. But
yeah,
you started off like 8-0. You started off 8-0.
I stopped checking. I had a lot going on, man. You know, it just wasn't important to me, right? It's all good, man. It's all good. I got other priorities. But Ja Morant is definitely the truth. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no discredit to Ja Morant. Ja Morant is the man.
Hold up. I got one thing I gotta address, man. Why it seems like every time somebody starts taking L's in a fantasy sports, man, they got other priorities, man. I feel like that's everybody's excuse when they're in the NFL.
Look, I told you the issue. If the league ain't for money, that's kind of how it goes.
Nah, we made this one for bread to quell that. Literally, that's why we made this one for some bread.
This one for bread?
What's for bread?
Y'all send me my bread. Y'all decided on the cost. It was a
give him free money.
Matter of fact, all these dudes are talking about if it's for bread, it needs to be for bread. Or the pick the lowest.
Wait, fantasy basketball?
Yeah, y'all picked the lowest amount of bread for it to be for.
Nah, because I don't like fantasy basketball. But what's the
payout?
That's
a lot of work.
I think it was just a dub.
Nah. What you
winner take? It's winner take all.
It's winner take all. All right, yeah. I'm in third, so.
Well, yeah, I just thought that was funny because it's not just you, Scruff. It's everybody I've ever spoken to about fantasy sports. As soon as they start losing, they stop checking. It's just, I just had other priorities. I gave up on my March Madness bracket. Work got the best of me. The playoffs. No, I'm not in those, man. It was a tough year. It's just always hilarious, man. Not to pick on you. That's everybody that does that, Scruff.
Nah, you know what really hit me though was with COVID. You know, that real strong COVID outbreak in the league. I'm like, man, this shit done up.
All right, let's get into it though, man. Let's keep pushing with this Ja Morant. I want to stick on this topic for a minute, man, because I mean, there's some young stars in this league that's like that could be compared to Ja Morant right now. And I think there's one. We've actually done a couple this or that's in the past, but I got another this or that for
I'm
you
taking
guys,
Luka.
man. This or that, Ja
Nah.
Morant or Luka. Damn, P, can I get it out, bro?
I didn't know. I just knew what this. I just knew where this was going, baby.
All right, man. So
You've seen the writing on the wall.
I did.
T got the writing on the wall or the writing on the big goal.
It's
We
elevation.
got this or that. Ja Morant versus Luka Doncic. Who are you going with, man? Who are you going with, Ja or Luka? Let's hear it.
I'm going with Ja Morant. I'm going to jump right into this, man. I'm jumping right into this. And this is elevation of this conversation because people don't even know that we originally had an idea about doing this a long time ago. We had discussed theoretically Ja Morant or LaMelo. And now it's not even fathomable to have that conversation. So now we're talking about Ja Morant or Luka Doncic. So my, has the growth been substantial for Ja Morant over the years. When you think about Ja Morant, like he had this mentality, like first year he got right, second year he got better, third year he took shit over. And that's what's going down right now. I'm taking Ja Morant because Ja Morant's he's just a way better all-around player to me. Luka Doncic is doing pretty good, but we've seen like it's cheap. You know what I'm saying? It's cheap what Luka do. Like, it's not. I'm not saying it's cheap, but it's like it ain't gonna win you like real substantiating stuff. Like it might win you 40, 50 games, but can you win a championship with it? I don't know. Ja Morant, what he doing right now is special. What you about to say, T?
I was gonna ask you, do Luka play like Harden?
Nah, I mean a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. My scouting report says James Harden was the comp, but I ain't gonna trash my man James. But yeah, Luka makes you feel a little empty at the end of the year. At the end of those stats and those wins, and Ja's doing it well. And even the Grizzlies as a whole are doing well. They actually won I think he missed 12 games and they won 10 of them. So I don't know. There must be something in the water out there in Memphis. They're doing pretty good. And I think that starts with the good leader.
But not so fast, though, Scrub. Because you're right, man. We did once upon a time bring up the Ja Morant versus LaMelo Ball conversation. Who would you want for the next 10 years? I'm still taking LaMelo. I was firmly on the LaMelo train at that time. And I stand firmly on that train. You feel me? So we can get into that one too. Luka Harden, I like that. But yeah, bro. LaMelo, I still take LaMelo over Ja Morant if I'm looking 10 years from this very moment. I think you got to remember, Ja Morant has a year on LaMelo, right? Probably 2 years in age, right? LaMelo Ball is only his second year. Let's go ahead and compare them second year numbers, LaMelo to Ja Morant. You tell me what you find. I'll let you do that research.
Okay, all right.
So I'm not gonna just take Ja Morant based off this season for the next 10. We have how can I say this? We have a file on guys with extreme athleticism in the past. Now Ja Morant looking different. He is looking different. I'm not gonna lie about that.
He's so much more than that, yeah.
But I think the basketball IQ of LaMelo Ball will slowly begin to have a stronger effect on the league if we're talking about 10 years from now. We'll see though. But let's keep it pushing on this though. Ja Morant, Luka Doncic, G, man, who you going with out of these two guys?
Damn, you guys know they're averaging the same amount of points, right?
Who? Ja and
Luka and Ja Morant, they're both averaging 27.6 points per game. The only difference right now is in assists. Luka has him over 2 assists per game this year, as of right now.
What about rebounds? Luka probably got him in rebounds too.
I think he does.
What about wins though?
Luka 6'10".
But I'm gonna have to say Luka, because that game against the Golden State, that shit was something different. Like the fact that he was able to come back and beat that juggernaut of a team, even though we don't consider them that juggernaut when it was against Cleveland, that juggernaut Golden State team. But the fact that you beat the second team in the NBA right now in the West at that, and come back from a 15-point deficit and just beat them. I'm gonna have to say Luka on this one, man. Just because Luka doesn't have the better team. All around, Luka is Dallas. Compared to Ja Morant, it's like what Nick just said. Ja Morant left that, got hurt with Memphis, and Memphis was able to keep it up still.
All right, G. But if that's the case, then name 2 players besides John Morant on Memphis. 3.
Shit, I don't watch Memphis basketball. I don't know. You tell me.
Desmond Bain,
There you go.
I'm saying
Jaren
they're like.
Jackson.
Not saying they're nobodies, but like they're a band. They're like a young squad that was invigorated by their point guard, their floor general. I'm not saying they're nothing without John Morant, but like John Morant is the engine that makes that team go.
But is it though? If they're still able to win though?
I mean, good culture.
Right.
No, it
But that's
ain't.
what I'm saying with Dallas. Luka, if Dallas loses Luka right now, Dallas is out of the playoffs.
Shit, out the playoffs, they might be the worst team in the NBA.
Exactly what I'm saying. So who you rather have then?
Nah, they're not the worst team in the NBA, but they're down there though.
They'll be right there with the Lakers though. Fucking pitiful Lakers. I don't even know why I'm talking.
We're gonna get to them. We're gonna get to them. But T, I think
Lakers in 5 though. Lakers in 6 though. Lakers in 6.
6 what?
6 years.
T, I think you're the last one that didn't really give a full. You said Luka early on, but let's hear some reasoning.
Yeah, Luka because I know how you guys are, man. You guys are stat watchers. Luka's going to produce stats until he can't produce stats. As long as he's in the NBA, he's going to fill up the stat sheet. And when they look back, they're going to say, man, Luka averaged this amount of points. Luka's the only guy that has a chance to catch LeBron realistically in a lot of stat categories. If he stays healthy, he has a chance to catch LeBron. So I'm going to say Luka just because of that. But I do feel like Ja has a better chance of like winning the chip. One of my favorite things about a player is like getting your team to want to play for you. Every time I watch Ja play, he's smiling. Like he's having fun. The team's having fun. Luka, I'm not quite sure. You remember we talked about this with Porzingis. I'm not quite sure guys love playing with Luka. But they're both super talented. But I'm gonna go Luka just because I don't think Ja can get the numbers that Luka will be able to get for the time period that Luka will be able to get them.
All right.
Luka's game isn't predicated on no athleticism. So
T, you were asking about rebounds, right? So Luka's averaging 9 rebounds per game compared to John Morant's 5.
that's what I'm saying. Like Luka's numbers are going to be crazy.
I'll take Luka. You got to take Luka. And if you think about it, right, they're only like 5 months apart from their birth. So it's not really that much of an age difference.
I mean, Memphis is 7 games up, and I will say I don't think Memphis has a better roster than Dallas. I think Dallas has the better roster actually.
What do y'all boys? Y'all boys some numerologists? Y'all adding up all these numbers, they birth charts and shit. Like, get the hell out of here with that.
Hey, man,
none of that matters. None of that matters, bro.
It does. What are you talking about?
The only person that doesn't matter when your name is LeBron James. The man's still playing like he's in the second year in the league.
Basketball isn't played on a stat sheet, man. It's played on the basketball court.
Ja Morant just went for 50.
It's a feeling, bro. It's a feeling, bro. It's a feeling, and that's what you can't. That's the difference between Ja Morant and Luka Doncic. Is like, Luka Doncic got all the measurables, he got all the stats, but at the end of the day, like, are you creating a winning culture? Are you making people around you better? And I can't say that he is. But I'm saying with John Morant, you got somebody that's legit making somebody better. It goes beyond the stat sheet. You got to look with your eyes, bro. You know those things? Your eyes? Try using them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Pay attention with your eyes. And then actually feel something with your heart to see what's going on. The shit John Morant doing is way different than what Luka doing.
Timestamp this because I feel like they're going to match up in the playoffs. So
Luka is the empty
today's date?
feeling. Luka is like when you at the club. Luka like when you at the Luka like when you at the club, you try and bag a jump, and you know what I'm saying, and she just, you think you about to get some, but you not. And then you just left going home blue balls for the night. That's Dallas Mavericks.
Hey, go ahead, bro. Yo, that's a crazy comparison. Luka versus Ja it's a great comparison though, especially right now because you got one guy who's just ascended, to this level, and you got a guy like Luka who was pretty much at this level from the moment he hit the league. You know what I mean? Like Luka ain't really tailed off as far as stats go. So the one thing Luka hasn't been able to do is win at a high clip, right? But you got to ask yourself, is that something you take away from him in this early in a career? I mean, we're looking at two guys that still probably got at least 12 years left. We with LeBron, if we go on LeBron's career, they got about 14, 15 years left for each of them, right? At a high level. So it'll be interesting to see who ends up coming out on top. Right now, for my money, I lean Luka Doncic just because repeated success, like 1 year can always be a flash in the pan. I'm not saying it will be for John Morant. I think John Morant is a dog. I've loved John Morant since college days. You know what I mean? But we got to keep it real about flash in the pan seasons. Like, for example, right? How was people feeling about Julius Randle last year and the New York Knicks run? Oh, they was loving Julius Randle last year, right? But this year, everybody talking shit about that same Julius Randle. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that John Morant is Julius Randle. Don't get me confused.
Fucking Knicks fans.
I need to see sustained success before I put him over Luka Doncic. Now if I'm just projecting who's gonna be better for 10 years, I got a little bit larger of a sample size to go with Luka right now. I got a little bit larger of a sample size, so that's where I'll lean. But at the same time, man, I think both of these guys are here to stay. And I also will say this: I think LaMelo Ball is going to be better than both of them. But we'll see.
Nah, you getting smart, man. Last guy y'all compared to Luka, we ain't seen him since. Matter of fact, I just seen him at Mardi Gras. He was on a float. They called it 1 ton.
Hey, bro. Hey, the thing is, though, at the time, though, man, the way my man Zion was going to that moment, he was balling so crazy, bro.
That's what Ja Morant's doing.
Hey, man, relax on that though, because like Zion is not washed. He's not a has been. So relax.
I'm with that.
I'm just saying,
Zion.
We haven't seen him since.
Zion looking like Greg Oden right now, bro.
Yo, chill, bro.
Look. Somebody did tell me this. It took a while for MB to get going. It took a while for what's Ben Simmons, Michael Porter Jr.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Yeah, you're right about that. When Embiid first started his career, bro, me and Bryce have conversations. These are off the air, never would be heard, so you can't even hear me speak until now. I used to say something about Embiid, like, man, I don't even know this man exists. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't seen this man. I ain't seen this man on the basketball court in 2 years. I don't even know this man exists.
Dutchman.
Until he showed up on the basketball court and did exactly what he did. And, you know what I'm saying? So, like, hey, look, we can wait. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. But right now, John Morant's doing his thing.
Once again, the this or that segment is not failing. So let's keep it pushing. Like, the transition away was still into John Morant a little bit, but slightly away. John Morant has kind of just boosted himself into this MVP talk out of nowhere. I mean, nobody was talking about John Morant for MVP before All-Star break, if we're being honest. Like, he wasn't getting a lot of consideration. And now, you got to put him in that race. So I want to hear who you guys got as – give me your 1A and your 1B right now in the MVP race. Boogie, I'm starting with you.
Ooh, I don't know, man. Lord knows I ain't really caught a lot of basketball this season. I really don't even focus on it too much until this time of year. But from what I have seen so far, Embiid's been going absolutely crazy. He's looking like a unstoppable force. So that's probably my 1A. My 1B, I don't know, man. Steph went crazy. Steph's been going crazy. I really don't know who 1B is. I think Embiid gets it this year, though. I mean, especially with the addition of Harden, I don't see why he wouldn't get the MVP. So I'm gonna just ride Embiid, 1A and 1B.
Oh man.
Push the chips in on Embiid, man.
All right. G, let's hear it.
For me, it's the Joker, because how the fuck is a center averaging damn near almost a triple-double? I have never seen that, and we're watching that shit. I'm personally not a Sixer lover, so I'm not going to say Embiid first. I'm going to say Embiid is second, just because Embiid is fucking going nuts as well. My man is going crazy now that he has an actual shooter around him, a point guard that can shoot. He's going nuts. He almost lost to the Knicks, but my man came out of nowhere. It came through with 15 points that y'all needed to win. So I'm going to give you guys that over the weekend. So I'm going to stay. But like I said, my 1 and 2 is going to be the Joker, just because I never seen a center just fucking pass the ball like he's a point guard. I never seen it in my life. And he could shoot. If you think about it, imagine what Shaq would have been if he could shoot.
All right.
It would have been scary. This would have been the second coming of Shaq. But that's not the case. For me, it's going to be, I'm thinking Joker, MVP again this year? Back to back?
I mean, gee, there's a lot of things we haven't seen. You know, a lot of things, bro. A lot of things. We've never seen a point guard that can't shoot the rock. Like you know, don't even want
Once
to
we
shoot
had
the rock.
call him James Harden. Not James Harden, Westbrook.
We living in troubling times. You know what I'm saying? We living in troubling times, but we know what time it is, bro. We talking about the MVP race. It can only be one person. It's Joel Embiid, man. It's clear. And it's going to continue to be that way because, like, the fact that Joel Embiid had the Sixers at number 3 seed without Ben Simmons, without a point guard on the roster, they had Tyrese Maxey converted into playing point guard. That man's not a natural point guard. He never played point guard in his career. So, like, and the fact that they were the 3rd seed, it was really impressive. Nobody could guard Joel Embiid. No team can contain Joel Embiid without a double team. Now you add James Harden to the situation, and we've seen a couple games. We've seen the sample size; it's very small, right? But what we've seen is also that you got to make a choice. What are you going to choose? It's not good either way. There's no good choice. You know what I'm saying? You're going to choose between Joel Embiid, or you're going to have to choose between James Harden. Embiid he's only going to get better with the addition of James Harden. Because the number of sheer assisted points that he's going to be able to grab is going to be crazy. His numbers went from like Joel Embiid averaged like about 46% of his points are through assisted, through an assist. At this point, through the 2 games with James Harden, that number's about 86%. Meaning he's getting a lot easier looks. He's never been that open in his life, is what he said. So it's incredible what's happening. It's only going to get better. So Joel Embiid is my 1A. It's obvious. But my 1B, I want to show some love to DeMar DeRozan. I'm surprised nobody has mentioned DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right. DeMar DeRozan should get some love.
Yeah, John Morant's doing good, and he's been playing well all season, and now he's really coming on. But we talk about a consistent performer. We talk about somebody that's really been going off. DeMar DeRozan been dropping 30 plus every game for the last month. The Bulls are currently out in the 2 seed. They balling out. Talk about the most improved team in the NBA. You might be talking about the Chicago Bulls. Now, you know what I'm saying, they managed to do it with injuries. And now let's talk about also from nothing to something. Let's talk about how good DeMar DeRozan really is. People forget how good the Toronto Raptors were.
I tried to tell y'all this.
People forget how good the Toronto Raptors were. And then, Kawhi came there. They swapped out Kawhi for DeRozan, and all of a sudden they won a chip, right? DeMar DeRozan kind of, I say fell off the face of the earth, but you know what I'm saying? San Antonio is not exactly the sexiest place to be, and it's not exactly the best system that pertains to his game. Now
his game is boring to watch for a lot of fans.
Kind of, but at the same time,
if you're a basketball purist, I love it.
Right. It's not a lot of basketball purists.
Right. I would say he's trying to tell me that Kyle Lowry was the best player on the Raptors.
Who said that?
Nobody told
me that. I can run the tape on that.
Who said that? He was the best player on the Raptors.
He said he was. Y'all told
me. Who said that?
Best player on those Raptors, bro. When I was telling y'all I was DeMar DeRozan, so y'all can roll.
Who said that?
I told y'all that.
You switched that narrative.
Go get the tape. Go get the tape.
Go get the tape.
I will.
Yeah, go run it, because that's not exactly what was said. But the point is that DeMar DeRozan was nice. And
people acting like Jason Lee.
People forgot about DeMar DeRozan. Let me remind you about DeMar DeRozan. Let me remind you that DeMar DeRozan was traded to the Chicago Bulls for Thaddeus Young and draft picks. So let's just keep it all in perspective when we're talking about the MVP. Hell, I don't know who the GM is for the Chicago Bulls, but they need to get that man a raise. Because that's the best transaction you could ever imagine. You trade Thaddeus Young in a couple second rounders for a man that's playing like this is the best performance in Chicago. Actually, I don't know why I say Derrick Rose, but this is a city that had Jordan, and this is a very worthy performance that we've seen from DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan is the most underrated player in the NBA. I said that last year. This year, it's showing. But yeah, for Thaddeus Young and some picks, bro, come on, man. That GM is a hustler.
The fact that he was averaging 35 points on 50% shooting on 7 consecutive games. Oh my God, I forgot DeMar DeRozan.
I mean, he's going off though. No, don't get me
He,
wrong.
I
But like,
mean, he out there
Embiid had
playing
some
like
crazy games too.
Richard Hamilton out there, killing them boys with a bunch of mid
What about your
range.
mind? Richard Hamilton never had that many consecutive 30-point games in his career. Probably not even in high school.
It was a different NBA back then.
Yeah, different NBA.
But hey, nah, man. I feel y'all, bro. And I definitely feel you on that, Scruff, because like you, I'm in the DeMar DeRozan bandwagon right now. He's going crazy. I mean, 1 game shy of Jordan's 30-point streak in the Chicago uniform. Whenever you start mentioning anybody with Jordan,
Oh, it was 10, not 11.
Yeah, when you hear those things like Michael Jordan, Wilt Chamberlain, Magic Johnson, these are some of the names. When you start Kareem, when you start getting mentioned with these guys because of streaks or records, you doing something crazy. But DeMar to be doing this, and what is this? His 13th year, maybe 14th. For him to be doing this deep in his career is very impressive. Very impressive. My one. So for all those reasons, he is my 1B. I got DeMar DeRozan 1B in the MVP race. For years, the MVP was the best player on the best team, right? And they're not far out of first place. I think they're a game or 2 back right now. You could easily see them finishing first in the East.
They got smoked last night, though, by the Heat.
Yeah. Heat another team that's been balling. They just don't have that extraordinary player. Another thing, or extraordinary performance so far this year. But another thing I feel like MVP is about, I've said this about Finals MVP, and I feel the same way about MVP in the regular season. It comes down to moments. Like, you have to have some MVP moments in the season. It's not just like, what did your stats say? Like, what did you – it's more than that for me. I need a moment. Like, you know,
right.
when Russ was going crazy with the triple doubles, and it was like, we got to give it to him. You know what I'm saying? When it's just like these certain moments you have to have. And for me, DeMar DeRozan had those moments earlier when he had like 3 straight games with buzzer beaters, bro. Like, he had 3 straight games when he hit like 2 crazy threes. Then the last game, I think it was like a crazy 2 for the win. I remember it vividly because one of those teams was against my Wizards. He did us dirty, bro. Snatched our hearts. And he been going crazy. I feel like moments like that you add on this streak where he was 1 shy of Jordan. Those are the type of moments I feel like get you that deserve MVP consideration. But my 1A is the man of the moment. We just got finished talking about him. Ja Morant right now is my 1A in the MVP race, man. Like, he's single-handedly putting that team on his back. I mean, who else is averaging a dub on that team right now? Is anybody else averaging a dub over there? Is Dylan Brooks getting a dub right now? Not sure, bro. Not sure. But I'm just saying, bro. Like, your man is balling out of control, bro, and he's having those moments. He's having the MVP moments, bro. Like, there's 20 games left. It's about to be a sprint for the MVP, and whoever can stack more of those moments is going to win the MVP. Like, I like that they gotten away from the best player on the best team thing, right? Now it's who has those moments night in and night out. I think Jokic was having a lot of those moments last year on nationally televised games, putting up crazy stat lines. I think this year it's Ja Morant, 52, crazy buzzer beaters, dunking on everybody. Right now, for my money, it's 1A, 1B, Ja and DeMar. And maybe I'm hating a little bit on Joel Embiid because I feel like Joel Embiid's stats and what he's done has been impressive. I just need 1 or 2 of those moments, bro. I feel like he's just missing a couple moments right now. And I'm afraid that James Harden, if we talking 1A and 1B, I feel like James Harden is going to be 1A on that squad moving forward, bro. I feel like James Harden is now going to be the 1A. Think about what you told me. Think about your stats, bro. You just told me that now Joel Embiid's buckets are 86% assisted on. So every time Joel Embiid get a bucket, guess who gets an assist? These numbers for Harden about to start looking real crazy to end this season, bro. Like, he about to start, I think the other day he had like 36, 13, and 10 or something crazy like that. And Joel had like 29 and 10. It made Joel's 29 and 10 look regular when you see 36 and 16 and 10. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, bro, the way I view it, when you got a guy that's coming in getting that much usage, y'all can say that Joel's still the 1A all you want, but the usage is going to tell you something different at the end of the night.
I mean, we're gonna know from here, right? Like, this is when teams lock in and they trying to get seeded. So from here on out, you probably should keep your eye on Trae Young, Jokic. I mean, everybody we named here, Giannis. this is going to decide the
Yo, that's
MVP
the one
race.
we're not even talking about. How the fuck we don't even talk about Giannis? Giannis is averaging 29 points a game.
I mean,
And
he's obviously in the conversation, but he's not really holding no weight in that
I mean,
conversation.
I would
and
honestly,
11 rebounds.
they're just not going to give it to Giannis again. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it comes down to.
You mean
Because
like ever again? What you mean again? Why wouldn't they give the Giannis
Nah,
again?
I wouldn't say that, but he has to do something a little bit moving. He has to do something moving. It's like
He
Bryce
need a
said.
moment. He need a moment, bro.
I don't think this comes down to a moment. I think the issue is like, all right, he's won a bunch of MVPs. He's got a ring. All right, let's birth some new superstars because that's part of this. Part of this is
So-
the business side of it. That's
Are we
part of the
saying
reason.
you saying that Giannis is getting that LeBron James treatment where it's just like, all right, we've seen so much of you, you really can't. We're like sick of it.
Yeah, like I don't know if they're sick of it, but part of it is we've seen the NBA in the past say, let's try to give this guy a nudge in the back. Like we're giving Steve Nash MVPs. Like,
yeah, but it's not like the NBA.
It ain't even like that though.
You got voters, man.
Okay.
You got voters. You got voters. So it's not like the NBA. It's not like you know, the commissioner of the NBA says I'm gonna make this guy MVP so we can promote him. It's like, bro, you got 100 voters on MVP, bro. So it's like when Steve Nash was winning, and let's not forget when Steve Nash was winning those
how
MVPs,
they cast the vote.
Hold up, but let's not forget though, when Steve Nash won those MVPs, it was the era where the best player from the best team got it. That was that era. That's how they used to win the MVP. And Steve Nash, they had the best record for like 3 straight years, so he was getting MVPs, bro. That was just the criteria at the time. I feel like the criteria has shifted a little bit to moments. Who's having those MVP moments night after night, night after night? Right now, I feel like Ja's having those. A couple weeks ago, I feel like DeMar DeRozan was having those. I feel like Joel Embiid is a few moments away from being able to lock it down. But who's to say that in this 20-game sprint, Giannis can't have
Man, from what I've seen, Embiid has been the most unguardable NBA player I've seen since probably Kobe.
I think there's I agree with that. But
this NBA season, Embiid is.
I can't agree with that.
Bruh.
I mean, I'll add to that though. On top of that,
his last game, he just had 37 on 27 free throws, hit 23. Like when he touches the ball, it's a bucket or a foul. Like,
yeah, it's a fact.
And the only reason he might have an off shooting night is because he's standing out there shooting threes for whatever reason. When he decides to score, people can't do anything with him, man. He's embarrassing. He's embarrassing other teams' favorite players, big men. It's crazy to watch.
Nah, you're right about that. And another
turnaround, footwork, up and under, dunk on him.
That dunk on Jared Allen was definitely
that was serious.
Dog, he's putting on a clinic out there.
Crazy.
If he can get a couple more moments like that, because bro, I feel like the reason it's about the moments right now is because like it just represents the era and society we live in at the moment. You know what I mean? Like everything is about the flashy moment. That's what it's all about right now. You know what I mean? We living in that Instagram, social media era. You know what I mean? So I feel like the times are reflecting that. So hey, like I said, Embiid's a few moments away from locking it down. But I think more than any MVP race in recent memory, this one is up for grabs, bro.
Yeah, you could definitely. I'll say it's very up for grabs. Much like the whole season is still very up for grabs. But one thing I'll say, I add to the Embiid conversation is that I think there's a lot of moments. Obviously, there's only 20-some games left, but now you add James Harden. There's a lot of moments ahead. You know, starting with March 10th. You know, the Brooklyn Nets coming to Philadelphia. That's going to be a big moment. Joel Embiid go in and dominate in that game. That's huge.
No, he's going to dominate that game.
And right now, they're the third seed right now, and they basically did that without without a replacement for Ben. Now they got James Harden plugged in, plus what Joel's doing. The fact that they're going to be able to potentially run away with the East in these last 20 games could really cement it and really have some closeout moments.
I don't think you guys can run away with the East, man, because you still got Milwaukee though.
Bro, Miami, the number 1 seed in the East. You telling me that they belong there? I don't see any reason why they
Miami and
there.
Chicago can be caught, but
we're talking about Milwaukee though. Milwaukee's only 1 game behind you guys. And Milwaukee's I think they're a playoff ready team regardless wherever they're at between 1 and 4.
Yeah, this is true, but I'm talking about first place standings wise by the end of the season.
If Philly finishes in first, I think you got to give it to Embiid. I mean,
right. And they finished first last season, and they didn't give it to him.
That's still a big if.
If the Sixers finish first 2 years in a row, and you don't give Embiid the MVP after the season he had, that's just disrespectful.
Somebody in Philly owes somebody money.
Yeah. Like, what y'all got against us? Like, come on, for real. Because let's not forget Philly was number 1 seed last year.
Yeah, I think the problem is last year nobody believed in y'all.
Okay.
This year, I don't know.
Hey man, we did it with a man down, and we right in the thick of it. We are doing better than your precious Bucks, Giannis, Scrub. You know what I'm saying?
What?
We're doing better than a lot of folks.
What?
With a man down.
He talking
crazy. You talking about?
Hey man,
what?
What's your win total add up to, player? All them people that they got over there. All the help they got in Milwaukee. But we ain't have no help in Philly.
What do you mean?
Now we got some help. We got a
ring.
we playing Furkan Korkmaz at backup point guard. Thank God, man, we made it this far. Joel Embiid is MVP.
We gonna see, man.
I don't know, man.
All this talking, Ja got to get to the playoffs, and B got to go to the playoffs. Like all this talking, we gonna see what happens when the playoffs happen.
I agree with that, but unfortunately, I always felt like they should get MVP out at the end of the season. That makes the most sense. Or at least the series before the playoffs, like finals MVP. That shouldn't, it's not like they give out a playoffs MVP. So the MVP award to me should be awarded right before the finals. You know what I'm saying? Like get a real good look at who everybody is, but they'll never do it that way. All right, so I guess we can keep it pushing off the MVP race, though, man. It's up for grabs, though. I think we can all agree on that. It is up for grabs. We'll see who runs with that thing in this last sprint, 20-game sprint. So let's keep it pushing, man. Scrub kind of talked about it a little bit. Maybe we can dive into a little bit more. These new look 76ers, man. How are we feeling about the Sixers' chances at making a run now that they have James Harden in the fold?
I don't believe it.
Wow.
I got to see it in the playoffs, man. Like James Harden has annually been this regular season warrior. I need to see what happens when we get to the playoffs. They're double teaming Embiid. They're fouling them. You know what I'm saying? And you have to score now, James. Like you forced the trade. Now you have to go out there and get some buckets. I seen what you did with Chris Paul. Chris Paul went down. There was no more Harden. I need to see James Harden step up. So I'm not believing it until I see it, man.
Mm-hmm. You make good points in regards to those examples that you listed.
It can happen, but I'm not buying it.
No, I get it. I mean, James Harden has a lot to prove this year based on the fact that he's had some playoff performances that were forgettable. You know what I mean? To say the least, in the time when James Harden, we talked about Luka. You talked about Luka a little bit ago, T, and talked about his numbers and how prolific he was and all that. James Harden was that. He is that. You could argue last season they're down. He's one player that knows how to adjust his game well. You talk about Chris Paul, all these other players that he played with. He never played with a guy like Joel Embiid. Not saying Kevin Durant's not great, but what I'm saying is they play different positions. Like a player like James Harden, who's such an elite shot creator, who is pretty much unguardable microwave scorer, and who is an elite distributor with a big of that caliber. We haven't really seen a pairing like that in the NBA for a number of years. Like there's no modern team that has had that combination.
T-Mac and Yao.
Modern team, yeah, nah. So like Kobe and Shaq, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no combination like that.
It's not Kobe and Shaq. That's
Kobe
crazy.
And Shaq
That's blasphemy,
man. I said that last I was on, man. That talk has got to stop, man.
Kobe and Shaq.
It's actually a little bit different than that. But we talk about James Harden.
You really talking about Ginobili and Duncan here? You know what I'm saying?
Not even.
Yo, chill. That's disrespect.
That's fine.
All right. You talk about Gilbert Arenas and Antoine Jameson.
Why you being an asshole now?
Stop
Come
it.
on now. You ain't gotta
Stop
be like that.
Stop it now. But nah, we talking about a Hall of Fame. We talking about a Hall of Fame all time scoring guard who has some, he's got a lot to prove. So hey, look, I like that. You come to my team with a lot to prove. We love it. Like we embrace
All
you.
right, all right, all right.
I'm taking Jameer Nelson and Dwight Howard over Harden and Embiid.
Go ahead.
Oh, you
Let's
bugging.
get
They got to a
ahead.
chip.
You bugging.
They got to a
Okay,
chip.
no, that was my
Go
next
ahead with
point.
that.
What's the
They
ceiling?
got to a
What's the
chip.
ceiling for this Sixers team, man? That's what I want to know. Is the
What's the
ceiling?
deal, man?
This guy,
Championship.
hold on. This guy's talking about Kobe and Shaq. That's 3 rings right there, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? My man, T talking about Gilbert Arenas and Antoine Jameson. That's second round exit right there. You know what I'm saying? That's getting exited by young LeBron James ceiling right there. You know what I'm saying? Then we talking about Yao and T Mac. That's divisional round exit. That's divisional round exit. I think they made a second round one time maybe. But like, what is the ceiling, bro? Because to me, the ceiling is out of the finals in 6 games. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see them potentially having enough to get to a finals. Maybe not this year. Maybe the next once they gel a little more. But I don't see them having enough to win it with just those 2 guys. I don't know. I mean, last year Scrum told me that the
it's
Sixers
not
are
just
going
those 2 guys.
Last year you told me the Sixers are going as far as Tobias Harris will take them. So
Right.
I'm guessing that's not the case anymore.
No, thank God things have changed, right? Thank God. That's the difference between having James Harden and Ben. Nah, seriously, that's the difference between having James Harden and Ben Simmons.
What's the ceiling? What's the ceiling though?
What's the ceiling? Multiple championships.
So you're telling me that the Sixers ceiling right now is multiple chips.
Multiple championships.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Bugging.
T, what's the ceiling, bro?
Probably conference. Nah, they might get to a chip. They might. I give them a chip. I give them they can get to a chip, but it won't be.
I need a ceiling.
Year.
I don't want no ambiguous ceiling. Give me
Who's gonna beat them in the West?
Look, is it game 7? Is it sweep?
That is a championship team, and that's a team that can probably push whoever they play in the finals to 7.
Bro, who is going to beat them in the West, T? Bro, who is this big bad wolf in the West, bro? If they make it to the East, who the hell is going to beat them in the West, bro?
Well, that's the problem, man. If you make it to the East, you probably went through 6 games. Like you didn't just walk through the East. You didn't walk through Giannis.
The East this year is going to be hell.
Exactly. I just watched the Sixers against the Bucks, and it didn't look like that's a team that they want to play 4 games straight, like 7 games straight.
IG, what you got?
You watched them play against the James Harden Sixers?
I didn't see Harden on that team, but
okay, all right. So you don't know nothing.
All right, you're right.
Nah, go ahead. What's the ceiling?
No, for me, the ceilings for the 76ers is how far Doc Rivers could take them. Doc Rivers has been known to give up 3-1 leads, and you can give it to the players as much as you want. But Doc Rivers is not your coach you want to take you to the finals. But what I would say is championship bust this season or not? Because we all know if Embiid cannot stay healthy, it's a wrap.
He said
James
Doc
Harden's
Rivers that
out.
girl in the club that give you blue balls.
Basically, that's what Doc Rivers is. Doc Rivers is that. For me, it's not Embiid's health this year or James Harden them clicking together. It's Doc Rivers. And it's championship or bust, because God knows next year, if this COVID mandate's away with the Nets, I think the Nets is winning it next year. And I think this is the year that the Sixers got to win. You got to win it this year.
Don't let this team get put out the playoffs 4-1 or 4-0 in any round.
You think Harden out of there if that happens?
I think Doc out of there. I think Harden out of there. I think that team is done. If they go out there and get washed in a series, that team's done. Harden's gone.
Harden might slide over to the Warriors, go get one real quick in KD style, man. I can see something.
Y'all talking crazy.
LeBron James up.
Harden mess around, go to Miami, man.
That ain't about to happen. But y'all got a good point though. There is a lot of pressure on Doc in a sense that I don't think that if shit don't work out this year that like they would do something with Harden. Harden, this nigga's gonna be here for like at least the next 2 years and make a good run at it. But
it's Doc Rivers though, bro. Doc Rivers is your X factor in all of this.
If they lose in some real funny business, they blow a series lead, There's some long stretches without timeouts where games were blown. This is the type of thing that could lead to Doc Rivers potentially getting scapegoated because there's a lot of talent on this team.
Well, what you mean scapegoated? Doc Rivers
Meaning
is
he could
the
get
reason why
fired.
y'all don't win.
Meaning that if some crazy stuff go down, like T said, if some 4-1 type deal, Doc Rivers could get fired.
He's out of there.
He should get out of there.
If the wrong situation happens, Doc Rivers could get fired.
He'll be coaching in Washington.
I didn't think Doc Rivers should have came back this year. He got lucky because of Ben Simmons.
What are you talking about?
He came there to coach his son, right?
He got lucky
because of Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons was like the scapegoat.
Forgot how to shoot the
Listen, it's Ben Simmons because of Ben Simmons is the reason why Doc is in this year again. He should have been fired last offseason. You should have
not. The reason Ben Simmons left. He said we can't win with him.
This is what we doing. We firing cats after in their first year after they led the team to the number 1 seed. That's what we doing out here.
Keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck.
Bro, let's be real, bro. Doc was there to change Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons was Doc Rivers' scapegoat, bro.
It was.
Keep it a buck, bro.
Doc Rivers should have been fired. Should have been fired last offseason. He should not have been coaching you guys this year.
Good point, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Doc Rivers is your X factor. Doc Rivers really going to be the reason why y'all win or don't.
Bro, fool's been talking shit about Doc for a minute. I mean, he couldn't make it work with we had Kawhi and Paul George, right? For a year?
No, he had
for a year.
For a year. He had him for a year. He couldn't figure that shit out. And Doc might not be the coach we thought he was. He had 3 Hall of Famers and got him a chip. But hey, I feel like I could have got that chip as a coach, man.
Bro.
Ray Allen and Paul Pierce. I'm gonna get you that chip. I might get you back to backs. We might repeat if I'm coaching that team for real. But
what I'm saying is Doc Rivers really the X factor of the 76ers.
I think that's a great point, G. That's a great point.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, well, let's keep it pushing, man. Let's get off NBA. We've been talking NBA for the last 51 minutes from now. So they can't say we don't talk NBA. You know what I mean? We were getting some complaints about that once upon a time. I think it was some in-house complaints, but we go. Let's move on to another sport that we rarely speak about. We definitely need to give it some more talk, man. And perfect time to right now. That's the MLB. MLB is in the midst of a lockout right now. It's crazy.
Let me get some water because this is gonna hurt me the most. Hold on.
Hey, at least somebody cares about the major league.
He said, "Let me get some water."
At least somebody cares about the.
He went backstage.
I literally, I got the curtain.
He exercising his collective bargaining rights. He got up on the table. He said he's not. It's unfit. He's not playing.
What can be done to make the game
gonna pop
more
up with
exciting?
a whole new fit. If he pops up with a new fit, he the man, bro.
He needs his water. You know what I mean? But nah.
Hey, go ahead, G. But yeah, so MLB, man, they having a lockout right now. They've already announced that the first 2 series of the season have been canceled. So once again, we will not get a full 162 out of the MLB, which I hate that. You know, I love being able to come home after work and turn on the TV. And it's a game on. Like it's always a game on when it's baseball season. Like middle of the day, you bored at work, pull up MLB.com, pull up YouTube. You could probably find a free game. Like I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna miss being able to watch sports at all times. Cause y'all know me, man. I'm a sportsaholic. This is what I do. So I'm gonna miss that. But I guess we'll probably end up getting around as it stands right now, around 147, 147.
Hold up, they're still gonna play 140 games.
That's the hope.
No.
That's the hope.
It's not happening.
They've already
I don't think they're playing this shit.
They've canceled the first 2 series already, but the hope is if they got the last ditch efforts. Today was the deadline. It was the 5 p.m. deadline. They couldn't come to an agreement. The union had a counter to the owner's deal, and they weren't going for it. So locked out as of now. But the biggest problem with the MLB is that it's money. It's all a money thing, right? And they're making a ton of money. They're making money hand over fist still. But let's think about it like this, man. You got a guy name me a random NBA player that nobody cares about. Kyle Kuzma, Kyle Kuzma. Let me give y'all. I shouldn't say nobody cares about Kuzma. I care about Kuzma.
That's your boy.
Let's search Kyle Kuzma right now. We'll say the masses don't really care too much about Kyle Kuzma. He's not a superstar, right? Kyle Kuzma has 4.8 million followers on Instagram, right? 4.8. The best player in baseball, Mike Trout. He's been the best player in baseball for years now. You know how many followers he has on Instagram? 1.9 million, bro.
Oh, I'm good.
This is the biggest ticket in baseball, bro. Like this guy is. If he was an NBA player, he would be like LeBron, a young LeBron. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he's in the MLB.
Bruh,
He's got
Trout.
1.9 million followers, bro. That's crazy. That's crazy for a major sport. So like,
How many does Judge got?
Kyle Kuzma does date a supermodel though.
Judge.
With all due respect.
Well, then Kyle Kuzma's coming from the Lakers. He came from the Lakers.
Exactly the best choice. Like, you know, he's kind of like.
How about Aaron
Name
Judge?
another NBA player, bro. Name another NBA
No.
player.
Hold on. Keep Kyle Kuzma because he was with the Lakers. Now put Aaron Judge. What Aaron Judge got?
Aaron Judge.
Because we're talking about big organizations now. We're talking about the Yankees and the Lakers.
Aaron
I don't like the Kyle
Judge,
Kuzma
1.2 million followers, bro, on Instagram.
There you go.
Like I named Mike Trout.
How many followers Montrezl Harrell got? Let's talk.
Let's take one more. All right, Montrezl Harrell. And that's literally like now we get into
Bruh, Mike Trout.
Montrezl Harrell 600K.
Mike Trout got his own Nikes.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yes,
Let's take another guy,
please,
another star.
please.
Ronald Acuna. Y'all know who Ronald Acuna is?
Yeah,
No.
I know.
Nah.
Yeah.
MLB
Never heard of
Major
him.
League Baseball star for the Braves.
No, he's a star.
One of the
Acuna's
best,
a star.
one of the best players in the MLB. 835,000 followers on Instagram. The problem with the MLB is they not reaching the people they need to be reaching, and that's the youngest generation, man. MLB is resigned for people probably older than me. You're probably talking about 40 and up. I mean, you're probably talking about 50 and up for real. Mostly is their core demographic, and that's not going to work if you plan on growing, right? It's just not going to work. I don't care how you slice it, man. If you're not touching the younger generation, you're not doing it right. So what can be done, fellas? Like, let's give them some solutions, man. Let's let them watch this segment and have to run us our bag for figuring this problem out.
See, this is the one problem with the MLB, in my opinion, right? They're trying to run in like the NFL, where it's the shield. But the one thing that the MLB doesn't get is it's not the NFL, where your players' faces are covered. You actually get to see these guys' faces. You got to, when you look at them at bat, you see who's batting. You know them by the name. Shit. And Yankees Allure, you see why they don't put the last names on there? Because you know them by numbers. If you look at a Yankees jersey when they're playing, you never see the last name. You only see the numbers. That is a Yankee tradition right there. And that's why it hurts when you see MLB the way it's going, because it's like, how do you say that you? So I got friends out here, right?
Look.
It bothers me. It bothers me because the MLB shouldn't be this bad of a thing. And the MLB is the reason why all these sports have unions. It's the reason why there's a thing called free agents. It used to be the best union in the whole world, better than the unions that we got in our jobs. Now look at these guys. It's like, how is it that the MLB is not good in America, but in other foreign countries, it's the best thing?
Cricket going crazy in India, you know what I'm saying? Like sports, just like baseball, can go crazy. You go to the South American countries, baseball going crazy. You go to Puerto Rico, baseball going crazy.
You got kids in DR training to come to the States to play for the MLB since the moment they come out the womb. And you're telling me that American kids can't get it over here? And it's Mike Trout's from Jersey. Derek Jeter's from Jersey. Some of the best players come out of Jersey. And you're telling me these guys can't get famous? It's because the MLB wants to run it with the shield. It's not happening. This is not the NFL where there's a religious day. The MLB needs to get that together where it's just like they got to promote these players. They got to do what the NBA did with Michael Jordan. That's the one thing that the MLB has to do. Because if they don't do that, we're going to be talking about more about soccer than anything and forget about the MLB. And they can't afford to do what they did in 1994 and cancel the World Series, let alone a whole season.
They ain't gonna cancel the whole season,
bro. It's looking like it because if you cancel 2 series already, why even play? Why are you gonna play in August?
That's the whole
around
point.
August. You're only gonna have 1 month to get people to watch. And I'm sorry, my summer isn't complete unless I'm in the Bronx watching the Yankees play against Boston or watching the Yankees playing. That's my summer. My summer is going to the Bronx to watch the Yankees play. That's how I start my summers. Right. And now you're telling me I'm not going to get that? The whole lore is like, it sucks. And it's what you said about Mike Trout too. It's just like, yo, how is the best player in the MLB doesn't have at least 2 million followers? He only has one.
You know why? Because being a five-tool baseball player is completely boring compared to Ja Morant dunking in someone's face. That's the entirety of the reason why. Because a guy can
Nah.
running down a fly ball and throwing it home is not more exciting than scoring a goal in hockey, scoring a goal in soccer,
I couldn't.
I
getting a
can't say
pitch.
that because
I couldn't
hitting a
disagree.
home run, my boy. Look at
No,
Barry
no.
Bonds.
You
Even
can
though we knew
disagree
Barry
all you
Bonds,
want. You can disagree all you
so
want,
when
right?
Barry Bonds was breaking the world record,
That's
right? Even though we kind of knew that he might have been juicing, but we still were looking at the TV, watching him breaking them
the
shits
home
and
run,
hitting
the
that
home.
shit.
We gotta remember, man. What you find exciting, what you think looks
No,
cool, what you think is fun,
no.
that's all subjective, man.
No,
Like
bruh.
what your beliefs are all about where you reside, man, where you're from, what your upbringing is, what you've been exposed to. That determines beliefs. MLB has done a piss poor job at determining people's beliefs. They haven't had the right marketing scheme to convince people that this is a product worth watching.
Bruh,
G makes a great point.
Kyle Kuzma
When Barry
dates
Bonds,
a
when
Jenner.
Sammy Sosa,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, when Sammy Sosa
Bro.
and Mark McGwire were going at it for the home run race, they was cutting into Monday Night Football
you're
to show you that.
proving my point.
Monday Night Football.
The only thing entertaining in baseball is the home run.
That's not true.
You're not
When
true.
somebody was about to throw a no-hitter, when Randy Johnson was about to throw no-hitters, they would cut in. They would cut into regular scheduled programming to show you that, bro. Because this is when baseball was doing a good enough job at making their
And it was coming back.
This is before the internet age where kids get to pick their own highlights.
Nah, bro.
No, check this out.
Baseball didn't grow with that age. That's the problem. Baseball didn't advance with this.
It's not fun, bro. If you every other bro, no, check this out. In any other sport, is there a time period where absolutely nothing is happening?
Yes.
Baseball.
Literally every 3 seconds in football, there's nothing going on, and everybody just waits for the next hike. Like come on, bro. There's no
even in football, when they break the huddle, they're talking about down and distance. The commentators are talking about down and distance, but even more than that, you're watching the quarterback motion guys over different formations. Like baseball, bro. You turn on a baseball game. Bro, you turn on
things happen, bro.
You turn on a baseball game and watch a pitcher stand there, look, shake off a call, shake off a call, look.
Come on, bro. That's
come on, Steve.
That's such an exaggeration because that doesn't happen.
Kind of guy.
Hold on. If it's such an exaggeration, why is baseball thinking about? Why would there be any talk about instituting a clock for the pitchers?
It's the same reason why the NBA put in a shot clock, bro.
Because it's boring.
It's not.
The NBA was boring.
No.
What are you talking about? Before the shot clock?
This is what they're trying to do, right? They're going about it the wrong way. They're trying to appeal to the people with short attention spans, which I get. That's what they think their route should be.
That's
basketball didn't get to here because of a 24-second shot clock, bro.
Yes, it did.
No, it didn't. No, it didn't, bro. Basketball got to here because of stuff like Michael Jordan.
That's part of the sauce, bro. Everything in the NBA has been geared towards entertainment, geared toward offense, geared towards scoring. Every single rule change. You can't sit in the paint, which allows people to drive now because there's no center just standing there blocking your shot. A 3-point line, there's more points. A shot clock, you got to shoot the ball faster. Like every single rule, you cannot hand check. Every single rule in the NBA is geared toward offense and entertainment.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying
I'll give it a T.
What I'm saying is you're only looking at one side of the coin, bro.
Right.
Baseball is trying that side of the coin, but that's all they're trying. All the other sports had a whole other side of the coin that they were executing as they were growing, bro. Baseball decided that there was a good old game. It was America's pastime. They didn't have to change the way they didn't have to change the approach.
The NBA
they don't even let players celebrate after hitting a home run.
The flipping of the bat, the unspoken rule. I hate that rule.
Bro,
They
you
just should have.
celebrate
What?
after hitting a
Hold
home
on.
run, bro.
Hold on.
Like,
What do you mean? What do you mean you can't? Like, what happens if you do it?
They hit
It's
you
like
with a
flipping the bat.
baseball.
It's an unspoken rule. You get hit with the ball afterwards. Unspoken rule of
When
baseball.
someone hits with a baseball, they get suspended. It's like, bro, the MLB approached the
What happened in the NFL when players couldn't celebrate? They did it anyway.
Nah,
select few.
NFL realized
Select few.
they should let people celebrate because the generations, these younger generations, that's what appeals to them. It's deeper than just the game, bro. It's way deeper than the game.
The MLB has to be geared towards entertainment. That's point blank. Period. Like you need
no
to.
one's disagreeing with that, but entertainment doesn't just happen because the pitcher is looking someone off. It's deeper than that, bro.
All these sports.
A whole other marketing that goes into it, and MLB is not marketing their game properly.
The only marketing that the MLB is not doing that the other sports are is all these other sports are marketing into. They're tapping into black culture. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. You make a good point though, T. But there's an opportunity. There is an opportunity for baseball to tap into a demographic.
They could, but you know why they
tap into the.
This is a deeper conversation, right?
They need to tap into the international. It's about star power, though, T. You talk about the structure of the game.
It's not about star power.
Japan got the same two baskets. Japan got them. But what's the biggest sport there? It's baseball, bro. Like, it's baseball, bro. It's not because, basketball is just way more fun. It looks
it is. No, have you ever watched Japanese basketball?
Bro, it's not just that, bro.
No,
yes, it is.
Japanese
basketball is more comparable to the WNBA, which nobody watches.
They bring players over from here to play in those leagues, bro. Like, it's not just that, bro. It's not. You can say it's just that, but I'm telling you,
Japanese basketball is terrible.
Bro,
it's a poor analogy.
It's not just that. This is my point.
You got a bunch of guys that can't dunk. Like,
plays no role. I'm saying it's not just that. And if baseball did a better job of the whole other side of the coin, bro, we would be talking about the four major sports. And if
Ronald Acuna was in a Little Baby video, you would know who he is. If Mike Trout hung out with Kanye West, you would know who he is. Baseball does not tap into the black community and the black culture, and that's why they're taking this L. They believe in old traditions like golf and tennis, right? But golf and tennis,
not just that.
Yes, it is, bro.
Tom Brady is not on the yacht with Rick Ross. He's on the yacht with Gronk.
Tom Brady is one guy.
I know. That's my point.
Tell me why Odell Beckham's name is as big as Tom Brady.
You think it's because he hangs out with Lil Baby?
With Drake?
No, bro. Hold on. You know what? It's like what I said earlier.
I would say because they love to hate him. That's why I think.
I would say it's because of the fact that football is a religious sport. People dedicate the weekends to football when it comes on. Think about it. Think about why all those football athletes are just as talked about. Because people literally dedicate football when you're in Pee-wee, when you're in high school, college, and in the NFL. Baseball, they only dedicate it when you're what? In the little leagues, but that doesn't get you nowhere until you get to the major leagues. They don't think about the steps. Look at basketball. Basketball got double AU. You guys got what you're doing with your kids, right? You got those tournaments that are like just everywhere around the country that are making it big. Then you got college. The one thing that the MLB needs to do, they need to put programs that lure kids in when they're kids and keep them going. Like I said, the NFL got
no program makes your sport fun.
Bro, when I was in high school, I played football and I
played AAU programs, bro. Look at all those highlight tapes on YouTube.
Bro, why is baseball the most expensive sport to play as a child, bro? Like, it's not like you can just pay $50 and show up at the gym.
It's actually not. Hockey is.
Bro,
hockey is.
Maybe hockey. That's another good example. But baseball, actually, you know what, bro? Baseball might be more expensive than hockey. Because when I was coming up playing baseball, bro, I couldn't always play on the teams I wanted to play on because it costs too much, bro. Like,
hockey's more expensive because you got to pay for rink time.
Baseball, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to pay for. Not only do you have to pay for field time in baseball, but you also have to pay to travel all the time for baseball because it's just not enough baseball in certain areas. So you got to pay just to go play. You got to be traveling a certain amount of distance just to play the sport. G makes a great point, bro. The game itself did not do a good enough job making it accessible. And that's my point about baseball, bro. It's just not accessible. It's just not
Think
accessible.
about it, T.
I'm gonna tell you another reason, bro. It takes a huge group of people to play a baseball game. Like
as many as it takes to play football.
Yeah, but you could go play football 5-on-5, 4-on-4.
Bro, you can do the same thing with baseball.
People,
bro.
Baseball.
No, you cannot.
Yes, you can.
What is Bruh,
Yes,
people play
bro.
You play 4-on-4 baseball. Nigga hit the ball to the outfield. You can run it for forever. Like, no, bro. Like, how you playing 4-on-4 baseball?
All you need is a pitcher.
This is not the Sandlot.
Somebody in the outfield, bro. Like, that's how.
This is the Sandlot.
You know what? It wasn't for you. But when your folks was kids, it was, bro. That's my point. That's my point, bro. When your folks was kids, ask what they was playing.
When my folks was kids, the Slinky and the Chia Pet was turned up. All right, this is a different generation.
Right, but the Super Soaker remained because it knew how to change. The Nerf gun remained. You know what I'm saying?
The Nerf gun, because the Nerf gun was always fun.
You got to know how to change with the times, bro. And baseball hasn't learned how to do that. It's a fact,
bro. I'm just telling you. If baseball taps into the black community, you won't have this problem. People are going to watch.
That's definitely a part of it too. I'm not denying that.
People watch tennis. People watch golf. People watch gymnastics.
That's part of the reason why baseball. It's not just a game, bro. It's tapping in with the black community. It's making the game accessible. It's making the game cool, bro. They never made it cool. They was getting mad at players for celebrating, bro.
And they're not going like
you have to wear your jerseys a certain way at all times, or you get fined crazy in the MLB. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like certain things like that.
Like
it was mad.
You know what they say?
That's
you know
boring,
what they say
bro.
about Yankees team, right? You ever see a Yankee play with a beard?
That's boring.
But that's deeper than the game being boring. That's an MLB problem where they've left themselves in the dust because of it, bro. And if they don't change something soon, nobody gonna care about baseball in 25 years, bro.
Bro, if they lock, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. If they lock out and don't play the season, I would be happy. You know, the same way. Now check me out. The same way you come home and want to like, oh, dang, it's a game on. Let me turn this on. If I come home and turn on ESPN and it's baseball on, bro, I'm blown.
Yeah,
like baseball season is the.
What else can I watch on Netflix?
Yes, bro. Baseball season has arguably been since Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire. Baseball season has arguably been the worst time to watch ESPN. I gotta watch endless highlights of guys stealing second. I gotta watch endless highlights of a 6-4-2 double play. Like, all right, bro. It's just not as exciting as the other sports. If you let kids pick what sports they want to play, they're picking up a basketball. They're picking up a football. And then eventually they'll pick up a baseball.
We're not denying that. We're not denying
I'm talking
that.
about how it got here, bro. It didn't
get
what
it got there.
It's because they didn't get to you, bro. Like, that's a lot of things. It has to get to you, bro. And if it doesn't get to you, then it missed you.
Bro,
it's like you got hit by a pitch ball. That's what happened.
My era is Ken Griffey.
Right.
No, I know.
That is your era.
The way you talk about baseball as an individual, it didn't get to you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I was a kid, all I did was watch sports 24/7. So, like, that's part of the reason probably it got to me. You know,
you actually played baseball too, right?
I played every sport though. I played every sport, but I did play baseball.
All right. On how many baseball fans are there that didn't play baseball?
There's a
lot.
There's some.
Most of the
I was one of those kids.
But
I didn't play baseball, but I love baseball.
Growing up, bro. Everybody's a fan of a sport. Tried to play the sport as a kid, bro. Like that's now organized a different story, but like in the backyard, everybody was.
It's just, bro. It's less accessible. It's less exciting. It's easier to pick up a basketball. Like, if you want to compete with the NBA and you want to compete with the NFL, they're gonna have to flip this thing 360, bro. And it's going to start with the black community. And I do agree it's going to start with kids. Like, that's the only way. And you got to get out of them old traditions. But why? Why? They're making money hand over fist. like you
But they're
said.
really not though. They're only making hand over fist because the crowd that is still watching it are about to
Bro,
die.
Yeah,
they just
that crowd's
offered
gonna
they just
die out.
offered Juan Soto 350 million, and his agent said turn it down.
But that's
Money not an
nothing.
issue.
That would be nothing. And they offered him 12 years, 300 million. That's peanuts to $57 million, $65 million Bradley Bill next year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's nothing, bro. That's a 12-year contract with 300 mil. You got to turn that down. But like, bro, and don't forget, it's 162 games. They still making money hand over fist. I'm not defending the owner.
That's another thing. We don't need that many baseball games.
Man,
You
that's
do.
tradition, bro. I love. You
You
gotta have that
do.
many.
You
baseball games.
crazy. You got to.
Baseball, unlike other sports, it's a sample size sport. Small sample, you get crazy anomalies. When you get 162, that's like 16 for the NFL. Every 10 games is like one.
Yeah, it's pointless.
Nah, it's not. But
You
you
can
Oh
you
my
can
God,
literally
this is
drop.
crazy. I like the
It
fact that
wasn't
my man got the
ranked.
straightest face in the world. My man says pointless.
The
You
MLB
can
did a
literally
terrible
drop
job,
8
bro.
games in a row.
MLB did such a bad job that people think is pointless, and that's the proof is in the pudding right there, bro. Like MLB's done a horrible job, bro, marketing their sport.
Man, maybe the
Two
product is
American
just
kids. Two
maybe the
American
product
kids.
is
Two
just
American
bad and
kids. I want to say
outdated.
that.
Like maybe it's just not a good product in general. Maybe there's no way to market something that just isn't as exciting.
Yes, there is, bro. Because the one thing I'll say
Does it
about
work other
Japanese
places?
baseball,
Does it work other places?
Japanese baseball make
Y'all-
pitching look a lot better.
Ray, hold on,
Hey,
don't forget, y'all also think that soccer's not exciting here, bro. So let's
bro,
not act like things are just America's got
bro,
everything figured out. No,
I will watch a
things
soccer
are
game
this
before
way.
I watch a baseball game.
Cool. But things
Cool.
are
There's
this
nothing
way.
wrong with that.
Things are this way for other reasons than just exciting, bro. You got people that think soccer's not exciting, but overseas, you go to Europe, they don't give a damn about your American football. They look at that shit like it's stupid, and they love it. You go
Yeah,
to Australia, they watching rugby before they watch anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying, but you got to remember, bro, region, where you are in the world determines what your belief system is. And MLB's done a horrible job of working their way into the belief system of the everyday American right now. Now, the older generation, they still got a hold of them. But 40 and below, they've done a horrible job ingraining
bro. I don't know too many white people that didn't play baseball, bro. I don't know too many white kids now that don't play baseball. Like it's not a youth issue. It's a cultural issue.
No, bro,
That's
it's a
my
youth
point.
issue, bro.
That is my exact point, bro. It's a cultural issue.
But what kind of work culture? American culture. Because, like I said, in foreign countries, they develop kids at a young age.
Bruh, right. They develop MLB for white Americans. And that's why.
No. Because you got Dominicans,
No,
you got
those,
Venezuelans.
right. Those
you
guys
got
are
Puerto
coming from
Ricans.
other countries trying to get to America, right? To make a lot of money. But in this country, they made this sport and they market this sport for white Americans.
Bro,
I'll give you that. Yes, that's true. That's true.
That's a fact.
That's
Even
true.
with that said, the sport is losing popularity amongst it's losing popularity amongst the young generations. Hockey is growing, bro, and that sport's marketed to white Americans. Like, it's not just that; it's the fact that MLB has done a piss poor job at marketing their sport. Point blank, period. They've done a horrible job, and at this point, bro, 25, 30 years, baseball might be with fucking, I don't know, bro. It might be what ping pong is or something, bro. I don't know. It might be it might be something that people just don't give a damn. I mean, I'll still watch it. We'll have some small group of people that still care about it, but they're really losing their sport, bro. And it's sad to see.
So ask a kid would they rather play Fortnite or go see the Yankees.
But depending on what area you're in, depending on where you're at.
Those kids that are picking Fortnite are picking Fortnite over just about every sport. Like, you got to select. You got kids that are going to pick Fortnite over going to an NBA game. That's a fact. They'd rather lock themselves in the room and play online, bro. So, like, how do you appeal to that audience, bro?
Well, that's what I was just making the point that
MLB had a fire game and they took the game away because they couldn't get rights with MLB The Show. They were having trouble getting rights and naming rights and shit, and the game disappeared. Like, these are piss poor things they did To get
If
to
they
the
had a
point,
good
that's
game,
like,
they could get the kids. They could get the kids back. Cause like back in the day, that's actually was fun. Back in the day, we played a game. We
Hold
played
on,
home run
MLB the show.
derby.
They still have an MLB game.
it's back. It's back now, yes. But like,
Hey.
it had some writing issues where, like, you know, I think it was only on PlayStation for a second. They couldn't get it everywhere. They
Oh
had
yeah,
issues,
because
bro.
PlayStation
They had
5,
mad
4
issues,
didn't have
bro.
it for like 2 seasons.
Bruh, I'm telling you, baseball's done a horrible job at marketing their sport, bro. When other sports, no one's been better than the NBA at it. NFL has done a great job too. MLB, horrible, bro. Absolutely horrible. Shit might be done. Who knows, bro? I hope not.
What
I
the
hope I can take my
MLB needs to
kids
do
a
hit up the
national game one day.
NBA. That's literally what they need to do. They need to call the NBA and ask them like, how y'all did it, because that's the only sport that was able to keep up with the NFL.
Yeah.
And not lose fan interest when it's around November and December, because we still talk about the NBA during those high months of high football talk. The NBA is still in it. Compared to September and August, no one's talking about the MLB. We're talking about preseason football.
Bro, even good baseball
season
players don't want to play baseball, bro. When you see a high-profile high school kid that's an All-American in both sports, they never pick baseball.
Yeah, because they're going to the money. But at the same time, bro,
baseball is money.
Kyler Murray looked at the Cardinals just now and was like, I might go back to baseball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's leverage.
There's been a lot of players in the history that have chosen base. Look at Bo Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Like, there were times where people would look at Mike. Mike wanted to go play baseball, bro. Like, there's been a lot of times in the history where players have played both games and decided, yo, I love baseball, bro. But it's just not gonna happen no more because baseball
that's done.
Hold on kids.
Was Deion Sanders the last player to win a World Series?
Who?
Deion Sanders?
Deion didn't win a World Series.
No, I'm asking. Was he? I know he played baseball.
He didn't win a World Series.
No. He didn't win a World Series. I swear I thought he won one.
Bo Jackson was a dog though. Like a real baseball dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you know what's the crazy part about it?
That's part of the
running backs should start playing baseball. Because running backs got some big old
Derrick Henry would be Barry Bonds if he wanted to, but
he would, bro. You see how wide those hits are? Pause.
Same thing about boxing. Like, some guys that would be elite boxers, bro, why would I box when I can play running back or linebacker? Like, people are just making it's so much more information out there now.
That's another great example, bro. Because boxing a few years ago, like they were at risk of losing their sport, not losing their sport, but really losing in popularity, right? And just recently, we've seen it start to come back a little bit. You know what I mean? And I think I would venture to say,
thanks to a YouTuber.
No, we've seen boxing, but we've seen boxing recognize where it was going. We've seen boxing as an entity recognize where it was going and capitalize off of that, right? You have to be able to capitalize off where it's headed. And that's what MLB has refused to do, bro. They look at where it's headed and say, no, we're going to keep doing everything we've done the same for this many years instead of being able to evolve. And we see all these other leagues, they evolve, bro. The NBA evolves, NFL evolves, MLB tries to stay the same. That's just never going to work. And then when they lose it, bro.
Bro, I hope they lock out. I hope they put competitive martial arts and cheerleading competitions on ESPN. I watch that.
Yeah, I hate this man so much right now.
My man is a straight troll.
I'm not trolling. I'm not trolling, bro.
That's a troll.
I'm not trolling. I rather, and I don't even think cheerleading is a sport, but I'd rather watch those girls get up there and do flips and put up signs than watch a guy chase down a fly ball in the outfield. That's just me.
Yo, man.
You got no respect for this.
Hey, yo, T, when's the last time you went to a Yankees game?
I never been to a Yankees game.
Never?
No.
When's the last time you came up north? You don't have to stay down south no more, right?
The last time I've been to New York, it's been a long time since I've been to New York. Now think about it. Last time I went to New York was probably to see Lion King on Broadway. It's been a long time since I've been to New York.
My boy, listen. You don't gotta stay in Virginia, yo. Like, come up north, man. The next time you come to New York, let me know, bro. I'll get it. If fucking baseball comes back, I'll get us a game. Bring your kids.
Check this out. My wife worked for the Nationals. I have friends that's worked for the Nationals. I've been to Nationals.
Man,
games.
Listen. Ain't nobody care about no goddamn Nationals. I'm talking about the Yankees. We're talking about the Yankees. Come up here.
Great, man. Nah, I never met
ain't nobody give a
anybody
fuck
that
about
enjoyed
that.
Nationals games.
I had a good time at the game, but I did not have a good time because of the game, if that makes sense.
I never heard
See, you
anybody
gotta come watch a Yankees versus Boston game up here in the Bronx.
Yeah.
Come up north, bring the kids. I'll pay for those tickets for you and your boys, and we go have a good time, bro. Just cause you can't talk like this, man. You talking about the Yankees, man. I'm so sad I can't watch the Yankees, man.
Yeah, I will say one thing though. We just spent 30 minutes on baseball, and that makes me proud, man.
Yeah, I almost quit gas. Like if I got to talk baseball, if I got to talk baseball at midnight for 30 minutes, like
Hey, we're gas sports for the culture. We're not gas NBA and NFL for the culture. All right, man. We
I'm about to take
cover
that
all the
7 inning
bases.
stretch.
No pun intended. We cover all the bases,
I'm about to take that 7th inning stretch over yonder.
You don't know what's the feeling of sneaking in beers, sneaking in alcohol in the Yankees game. Yeah, I mean, I'm about to get arrested if I ever go up there. And do it all the while, yo. I love baseball games because it's the atmosphere. It's just the lights. It's just hearing that ball getting cracked.
that's the only time I pay attention. Just to make sure I don't get hit with a, you know what I'm saying, a foul
I'm
ball.
about to say that's the only sport where you can say that could happen, and you can get hit with a foul ball. Like that's different.
Or you can actually catch the ball and walk up out of there with it. You catch
and make money off of it. It's a great hit.
Back. Give me that basketball back.
Bro, I'll watch
right.
largemouth bass fishing before I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? I watch playoff baseball. I will say that.
And that's the problem, bro. People would rather watch largemouth bass fishing before they watch MLB baseball. That's where the MLB has failed as America's pastime.
But the one thing I will say out of all of this, I agree with T. They're gonna have to put a shot clock, a clock on the pitching. Not to speed up the sport, but just to make it more exciting. We get better pitches. More decisive, less wasting time.
Shot clock, juice bat. Let the pitchers use the little pine tar. Like, let's turn this game up. Let's go.
And I'm not gonna lie, the MLB did take away. They officially said it, right, that they're not gonna test for steroids no more. So fuck it. Let my man Barry Bonds back.
Come on now.
Juice the bat, bro. Them boys.
We gonna start setting up trampolines on the basketball court. What the fuck?
No. Man, the WNBA might need to.
Oh no, this shit is wrong. Someone stop him. Someone get him off camera. He said the WNBA. I'm done.
The WNBA might need trampolines, bro.
Stop, bro.
Put one right at the free throw line, like right before the free throw line. Come down the lane, bro. You would love to see Liz Cambridge get dunked on. You would love that.
It's Liz Cambage, but she a beast, dog.
What? See, you don't even know their names. Like these sports are doing.
You don't know their names. You don't know her name.
Y'all do not know her name for basketball reasons, but that's another story.
But I will say this about the women's NBA basketball: it shouldn't be too much. They play a lot of traditional ball. It shouldn't be as too much traditional. They should make it a little splashy. Because I think the girls play better.
Y'all been watching enough women's games to even know it's splashy, bro. Y'all not watching.
Bro, I watch WNBA games, and the women are starting to be as shifty and creative as the guys, but it's still, to the average fan, right, the WNBA is the NBA in like triple gravity. Like, that's just what it is.
I'm so done with T today. You're going to get canceled today.
We're not getting canceled.
T's about to have a bunch of Dominicans walk up there to his house ready to beat him up with baseballs.
if Joe Rogan can't get canceled, then I can't get canceled. Like, get out of here.
Factamundo. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, hey, one last thing before we get out of here, man.
I finished my cup.
That's why Boogie's talking crazy. Double cup Boogie got the big open. But
Pause.
But yeah, let's move on to our last topic of the day, man. Before we get out of here, terrible things going on overseas. We got.
I thought we was talking about Euphoria.
That didn't make.
Ain't nobody talking about no fucking crackheads.
We just want to talk about Bongo and Baghdad.
They don't even watch Euphoria. So
I don't even watch that shit. All I know is about a bunch of junkies.
We got a full-fledged war going on right now between Russia and the Ukraine. And, we got a couple sports figures, a couple Ukrainian sports figures, man, really, really going to bat, no pun intended, for their country right now, man. And shout out to Vasil Lomachenko. Shout out to the Klitschko brothers. And my question for you guys is: first, I'm sure we all feel the same about this war, man. This is terrible. Let's just end wars. You know, I mean, are we not civilized yet as a world? You know, we still got to go to war. Obviously, we're not civilized where we should be. I pray that this war ends and no more innocent lives are taken, because there's nothing worse than that. But it makes me think, man, when I see these guys like willing to like go out on their shield for their country, and when we live in a country like America where I don't think many people would do that, like, what do you guys think there is in America that would actually make people fight for something? Like, people would probably, if you told people that they were closing McDonald's, there's probably some people that would fight for that. You know what I mean? Like, what's something that Americans would fight for? Because I don't know if the flag is enough for most Americans.
I got it.
Let's hear it, bro.
I got it. Wi-Fi. No, because I will not lie to you, bro. Like, I didn't know I had international roaming on my plan, so when I went up the country like a couple months ago, like, I was just ghost, like, you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, man, I felt disconnected from the world if I wasn't connected to the Wi-Fi, and I really sit around for a minute and realized that was happening to me. But like, it's very true, bro. So like, if you took Wi-Fi away from everybody, and you say, yo, you gotta fight for your Wi-Fi, one per household, somebody's going to end up having to fight, bro.
Man, I agree. Americans are definitely more likely to fight for Wi-Fi than they are to fight for the American flag. T, what do you think, man? You think there's anything out here that Americans are actually willing to fight for? Do you think the flag would be enough for Americans?
I mean, not the flag itself, but we've seen what America's willing to fight for. Pearl Harbor, 9/11, like, America. If you kill a decent number of Americans are going to fight you. Like, we've seen that, we know that to be true.
That's true.
Outside of that, the only thing I can think of, though, you know what I'm saying, right away, it's like some aliens. Like some aliens with like darker colored skin, like
hey, like, and I feel you though,
like the aliens from the movie,
right? Yeah, I'm done. Like some Klingons, but I feel
yeah, like a Klingon, yeah, exactly.
Pearl Harbor, 9/11, bro. But at the same time, like, that was military forces. I'm talking about, yo, you got regular rich civilians coming back to fight for their flag, bro. Like,
no aliens.
You think a random rich you think a random KD is gonna be like, you know what? I'm putting the basketball down. I'm fighting for America. What? You think that's happening, bro? I don't think it's happening, bro. I don't think we got anything that America's not going out for the flag. I don't know. I could be wrong.
We didn't see, to be fair, right? We didn't see. We didn't see a bunch of like their celebrities.
Pat Tillman's have we seen in our existence? I don't even have it.
Tillman was like the only one.
He was the one in like what 50 million athletes that we've seen in the history of American athletics.
Yeah, he got killed by
Muhammad Ali would rather sit. Muhammad Ali said he would rather sit in jail than fight for the country.
Bro, Ukraine got 3 right off the bat, bro. Like, instantly, yo, we coming back and we fighting for our flag.
But also, like, we haven't been threatened by like a neighbor, right? Like Canada or Mexico. We haven't been threatened by somebody that can just literally come blow up your hospital, blow up your school. Like, I think it's
what these athletes and these celebrities, they out of here if that happens, bro. None of them will be like, yo, I'm strapping it up. We getting it. Like, they.
I disagree. I disagree. I think there's a large. I think there's a large number of football players that would say, I'm locking down my city. Like, I got guns.
So you think Odell Beckham? That was your example from earlier. You think Odell Beckham gonna be like, you know what?
Bruh, Odell gonna be in London.
Dyes his
He gonna
hair.
be over there in London get sipping tea with the Duchess.
I'm not talking about Odell Beckham.
Bro, you know it's not happening.
I think you can find a guy like a Draymond Green, a guy. You know what I'm saying? I really do.
Yo. Hey,
right.
bro. You think Draymond Green gonna be like, you know what?
I think when push comes to shove, humans are humans, right? Because having $1 million don't matter. Like, I watched all them celebrities run from Beverly Hills and Calabasas with forest fires. Like, when it really goes down, $1 million is nothing. $10 million is nothing.
Run from it, right?
They ran from it. But,
they didn't run to it and try to put them fires out.
Yeah, but they weren't protected from it, is the point I'm making. So what I'm saying is, when real events happen, that you can't just, where you gonna if a war comes to America, where you hopping on your jet? Where your $1 million taking you?
No way.
America? Somewhere.
Yeah, out of America.
Yeah,
Bro, come
yeah,
on, bro. Be
like,
real, bro. All right, let's put it on you. Are you gonna fight?
Depends on the situation.
That's my point. That's my point, bro.
It really depends on the situation. Like if you tell me, right? If you tell me, angry Canadians are marching down 295 and killing everything on sight. You know what I'm saying?
295 though. Damn, that's real close to me.
You know what I'm saying? I have no choice.
That's
like,
your backyard.
I have to take up arms. I have no choice. Like, what do you want me to do? Take my family and be a refugee? Like, no. Where am I going to go? Take my family and relocate? No, I own a house in a certain place. I don't own it in another place. I have to stay and fight. Like,
yo, I just thought of one athlete. You said Draymond Green. That shit had me dying. But I thought one athlete that would actually fight for if they would actually fight for the country, and that's probably Drew Brees. That's probably the only one.
Drew Brees ain't fighting for no country.
I know who would fight.
Stop
the
it.
only one that's fighting for the
Stop
country.
it.
What's my man name? My man Richie Incognito going ham, bro.
Bro, what? That boy look like you. He looked like he get down with the Full Metal Jacket type vibes.
Richie Incognito going ham for the U.S., man.
That boy gremlin.
Hey man, look, don't be surprised, man. It's a lot of guys are fighting every day in the streets for nonsense.
Yo. I got a good idea. All right. Could get me canceled, I don't know. But yo, what if?
Anyway, it's never a good idea to start a good idea.
So what if as a tactical war method, right? You know, we I heard Biden was giving out crack pipes and whatnot. What if we gather up all the crack? What if we gather up all the crackheads and release them on the front line of war? That would be chaos, bro. That would be chaos, bro.
So you want to release Rue on the front line?
Yeah, bro. Release the Kraken.
I don't know if you've ever seen a DC crackhead, but they one of the strongest creatures known to man.
Yes, bro. They would get shit popping.
This is not what they mean when they say the war on drugs.
Yeah, that's what we gotta do, bro. That's what we gotta do. You know how they say release the Kraken. I'm gonna be the general. I say release the crackheads.
Release the Kraken.
You deserve to be canceled for that. Cancel this man right now, bro. I'm done with
that shit will work. You telling me, yo, bro, you talking about you frontline soldier and like 1,500 crackheads come out, bro. You ain't gonna be like, oh snap.
No, I would offer them some crack and get them up off me.
They're right. They're on your team at that point.
I'm offering them a rock and get them up off me. Bro.
No, I'm gonna offer them a rock. I'm the general. I'm offering them the biggest rock on the planet once they get through the war. Half of them ain't gonna make it, but whoever make it gonna be high as hell.
Shit. Oh my god.
All right, man. Cancel. I'm gonna have to go back and delete this whole last 7 minutes. But it's an interesting conversation, man. Especially just seeing how ready those some of those Ukrainian rich guys. End of the day, no matter how they got their riches, they got money, and to see them willing to go back to their country and fight for it, to me, it's impressive. To me, it's commendable. And I just don't know. I question.
I think y'all selling Americans short. I really do.
Man, I think the everyday American, like you say yourself, if the war comes to your front doorstep, I believe you'll fight. If you got $10 million in the bank and the war comes to your doorstep, I believe you'll flight. I believe you're out here. I believe you're out here on the first flight, first PJ you catch. So, and I think that's probably most Americans, bro. Like,
hey, bro, it gotta come to your front door to you like Amazon, bro. Americans is not going. They are not going out there to get into that. Bro.
Nah, bro. If you look back at history,
y'all don't understand what patriotism is like, bro.
Pastime, man. I mean, I can't trust an American that gave up on the American pastime.
Yeah, I don't trust you at all for that. We can't. You wouldn't get drafted anyway, T. You passed age, and you would fail.
I don't know how y'all been raised, but I fought for my neighborhood, and I ain't even own the land. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's a lot different though. That's the next level. That's a whole other level.
What do you mean?
What you
Guns,
mean? It's the same
violence.
shit.
You probably
weapons.
felt more allegiance to that neighborhood than you've ever felt to America.
No, but you feel the same allegiance. You crazy?
The saying the Pledge of Allegiance bring a tear to your eye because when
No.
them Ukrainians are singing their national anthem, bro, they look like who was that player on the sideline that one time that had the tears just flowing during the national anthem all crazy? He was gone,
During the soccer game.
No,
I don't remember, but yeah.
game. I can't remember who it was, but the tears were just flowing.
I mean, patriotism means a lot in a lot of places.
Yeah, bro.
That's my point.
Here it's capitalism, right? I guarantee you, if you monetize fighting, people going.
Yeah, that Slurpee that got my man off. That Slurpee got my man off the square right now.
Y'all gonna look back at this and
Michelle.
say, y'all gonna look back on this roll of tape and say that boy was a genius, man.
I hope so. Man. That's why you're here.
Next time you find yourself watching competitive cheerleading, think of me.
When a great war general releases 15,000 crackheads, just make sure remember I said it first.
Bro, that's terrible.
Bruh, if Walking Dead can exist for like 10 years, them crackheads ain't doing no damage.
That is Walking Dead.
All right, but hey, I'll say this, man. I hope that everything in Ukraine, I hope
works
their whole
out, man.
figures out, man. That the Russians just give it up, and that we can get back to normal life with all those people. Because some of the stories that are coming out of there are just very, very sad. People living in the subway stations, people texting their parents. You even got Russian soldiers texting their parents about how disappointed they are and what they have to do right now. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of craziness going on, a lot of unnecessary death happening. So we wish everybody the best. And shout out to all the Ukrainians that put their allegiance on the line despite what they had in the bank and said, they willing to die for their country and for their homeland. I think that's pretty dope. Hey, hilarious episode tonight, man. Everybody was in their bag. So shout out to you guys for cranking out some great content tonight. Y'all know where y'all can find us, man. We don't change. We don't change at all. It's Gas Sports Network on YouTube, at Good Ass Sports on all social media platforms. Tap in with us, download the Gas Sports Network app on your App Store and your Google Play Store so you can check out all of our breaking content. I'm starting to get my hands dirty, rolling up the sleeves on the NFL draft content right now. Mm-hmm. So my big board will be coming out soon, so y'all can critique it. See who I got.
If you're smart, you might want to put some bets on that.
Last year I made Scruff. Me and Scruff made a nice little bag last time around. So I'll try to give out some as it gets closer. I'll try to give out some gems. See if we can make a nice little bag again.
Bro, we had that one dude, that one tight end that wasn't even listed, and he was the second tight end off the board. We were so close. I would have won so big on that.
Yeah, I know.
Shout out T. Higgins too. We call
T. Higgins made his money. Yeah, we came up last year, so we'll see if we can do that again this year. Maybe we'll go live for the draft. See if we can help everybody get a little cake. But yeah, man, y'all know what it is, man. Each and every Tuesday, somewhere around 9:30 p.m., 9:45. Anywhere between 9:30 and 10 p.m. We here each and every Tuesday. Shout out to everybody involved. Like I said, shout out to you guys for bringing the heat today. Y'all know how we end every show, man. Sports for the culture.
Deporte para la cultura.
Culture.